Let's talk about Jordan Brown. We talked about this a little bit last week and the potential of it. Rumors started swirling around, and here we are. And the news has been broken that he is coming back. I mean, who knows? I want to hear both of y'all's opinion on this because this is one of the stranger stories that have happened during Penny Hardaway's time at Memphis, which has been marred by some pretty crazy things going on. But this might be at the top of the list. Several months ago, or in the spring, Memphis gets Jordan Brown. It's a huge addition. Yada yada yada. Go into the season with high hopes. This is one of the best players in the country, one of the best bigs in the country. He looks pretty terrible from day one, looks out of shape. There are reports coming out that he is out of shape in the locker room or behind the scenes, that he's out of shape during practices and stuff like that. Doesn't play well, ultimately isn't with the team, is sick for quite a bit of time. And then the rumors start swirling that he's coming back, and now he is back. So very up and down roller coaster of a story. What do we think about Jordan Brown coming back?
Let me first say I am glad to hear that he's gotten over his sickness. That's first and foremost.
Whatever it was made him lose some daggum weight. I'll tell you that.
He looks a little more in shape, brother. I can't lie.
Let me get that, bro. When I used to live in China, they used to say you're only one Chinese parasite away from your ideal body weight. I'm wondering if like the Dominican Republic, he got a parasite and
did he get Ozempic?
Yeah,
he caught the old Ozempic.
Yep.
Good God. But no, man, as far as this return,
fresh chop, looking good.
Yeah, I don't know, as far as like where he fits in, he doesn't necessarily fit in at this particular moment. He's not going to get a lot of minutes. So he's got to check his ego at the door. If he's willing to do that, that's fine. Now,
if Malcolm and Naquan continue to foul the way they are, he will get minutes.
Here's my concern. This went from, reports of the team not being so open to the idea to in a week, hey, he's on the team. I want to know within that locker room, and we'll never fully get this information. I want to know who voted no and who voted yes and how many are on each side. Because from my experience, it just sort of feels like you had a lot of no votes, maybe a couple of yeses, but the coaches still made the decision for the team ultimately. They wanted the team's input, but
there's only one vote.
We want your good input. We want you to agree with us. And there's
only one vote that matters, Gabe. You could have 150 no's.
Exactly.
There's only one vote that matters.
Exactly. That's my point. Like I just wonder how it plays behind the scenes with that sort of. That's the feeling of it for me. It feels like coaching staff, regardless of what the players really wanted, coaching staff was like, yeah, we're bringing him back.
He's coming back.
We need him. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that's probably true, but I also think that if these players just want to win. These guys just want to win, man. And if Jordan can help them do that, then by all means. But like you said, I mean, he's coming in to a very clear pecking order. I mean, Malcolm, it definitely felt like Malcolm was played with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder against Tulane, didn't it?
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude was everywhere. And so, maybe hearing some of the things that were, being talked about him on Twitter, after the USF game, plus Jordan coming back, maybe that kind of reinvigorated Malcolm. But, I don't care what holistic medicine camp that Jordan Brown went to while he was gone. If Malcolm continues to play that way like he did against Tulane, he's not going to see minutes over Malcolm Dandridge this year.
Right.
Malcolm is by far the best big on this team right now. And so
holistic. So did you get that ivermectin, by the way? Aaron Rodgers suggests that stuff.
The sage and the herbs and the
It works.
It works,
nice.
Bro.
Yeah, but there's a pecking order in that front court. Back to what you were
100%.
saying.
But again, it's like you look at that Tulane game. Malcolm fouled out with like 7 minutes left, and Naquan had 4 fouls the entire game. And I honestly think Naquan starts off with 4 fouls. Like every game, it's like, hey, let's get him 4 fouls.
Right off
the rip. Like, hey, we know you're gonna have 4 fouls. He just fouls so much. Anyway, but I do think that Jordan is clearly. I think Penny's looking at it like in the long term, the grand scheme of things, I can bring a former Lou Henson winner off the bench in replacing Malcolm if Malcolm gets in foul trouble. Like, hell yeah, sign me up.
Right.
So, and I think the players are going to be fine, man. I think the players will be fine. I'm sure
there's a risk. You're running a risk. You're running a risk.
1,000%.
Don't get it twisted, because if this goes bad and Jordan Brown has an ego and pisses everybody off, that's where you have a lot of players start to say, okay, well, the coaches decided to do this and he's doing the same exact shit he did before.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we trust the coaches as much? You're running a risk.
If you listen to Penny, they're already feeling that way anyway. So why not bring the kid back? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're already feeling that way. There's already issues among the team before Jordan Brown. So bring Jordan back in and what is that old adage, man?
Two negatives equal a positive? Is that
right.
where
No,
we're going with this?
I'll tell you what the positive is. Winning cures all.
Yes.
Yeah. So like no matter what happens, if they come out and they beat UAB, Memphis media is going to stop getting off their high horse and will, stop, throwing out some of those old shady comments from a few years ago when Penny freaked out on them. Memphis fans will calm down just a little bit. You'll stop hearing those nonsense remarks from Penny about issues within the locker room. The team is going to be like, yeah, man, Jordan's back. He's our guy. Yeah. All it takes is one win.
Yeah.
One win.